these days and things like that. Can you tell me your name first and last?
Lisa Yates.
Y-A-T-E-S.
Yeah.
Just tell me a little about your story.
Our story started in 2006 in November. My little boy Isaiah fell off our trampoline and he had a stroke. His vestibular artery dissected, and the dissection caused him to have a stroke. He spent 6 weeks in Children's Mercy, 2 on a ventilator, 4 on the rehab floor, and then 9 months going 5 days a week of everyday rehab. When he left Children's, he had just turned 3. He turned 3 on the 18th, and his accident was the 24th. When he left, he barely sat up on his own. He's learned to walk, to talk. He had to do a feeding tube, swallow studies, everything all over again. We've come so far, and then even since then, when he had this stroke, he aspirated some. He's got some permanent damage on the right side of his lung, so he's got asthma, and the simplest cold turns into a week hospital stay for him.
Wow.
And Children's Mercy has just been wonderful and supporting and understanding. I can't imagine the night that we went in with when he had his accident. They didn't think he was going to make it. They looked at us about 2 hours after we got there and told us that if we had any family that lived out of town that would want to see him, depending on the outcome, that now would be the time to call them.
Wow.
And a week, he had his accident November 24th, December 1st, he cardiac arrested.
Oh.
And my sister and I sat there. We were in the hospital room when the nurse came in and said he had no pulse, and we sat across the hall, or like across the room from his hospital room, for 45 minutes and watched the PICU doctor perform CPR on him.
And look at him now.
Look at him now.
So you're here at KU today. Do you ever come and is any of his rehab here? Or?
No, it was at the Rehab Institute right there off of 31st and Main.
And did you feel the community here in Kansas City does a good job of embracing and helping? Or?
I think the people who understand do, but I think there's a lot of stigmatism. Like, people don't know. Like, I've always felt very embraced by the people at the hospital, the parents at the hospital, the people at rehab, but people who don't understand, because you know that when you have brain damage like that, he's got damage on 3 parts of his brain, permanent brain damage, and when you have stuff like that, to an extent, the age that you were when you had the stroke, the brain damage is kind of the best it is. So when we're at getting him new glasses and they've made him wait for an hour and he's done and he's throwing a fit like he's 2, everybody's staring at you. So I feel like in general there's just not enough knowledge, like enough people don't know, they don't understand. I feel compelled to sit there in the middle of the eyeglass place and be like, this is what happened. He's not a brat, he just he's not a brat, he just
It has a different perspective.
Yes.
Aw.